If you want to moist mount a dragon, you better be ready to dock her. If you don't know what docking is, you better Google it because we're talking about the lore from the mating manual, which is coming from the world where my manga's The Night of Slaughter and Devil's Deal takes place in. So let's go. The first thing that you need to know is that when it comes to dragons, so far within the lore, there are three general types. The first is the European style dragon, which we're used to seeing in Dungeons and Dragons and other main media. The second style is the Eastern Dragon, which is more serpentile for those of you who don't know what it looks like. And we call those Sky Dancers. And the last one is called a Blitz Dragon. And the Blitz Dragon is an original style for the series because think of a dragon mixed with a jet fighter. That's right, when these cute little boys fly, they don't actually flap their wings. They use propulsion based on magic to pull air through their wings. And they are traditionally made of magic. And all three of these dragon types have different genital sets and ways that they conceive. So if somebody wants to try to breed with a dragon in dragon form, it's important that you understand how to breed with each type. So let's start with the European style dragon. And so right now we're just working on the layouts and we're just drafting things up, so that's why everything looks so rough compared to normal diagrams like the Kobold here. So give me some time and I'll get this refined. But at the back of the Hot Pocket, you'll notice that the cervix doesn't look like a cervix. It looks like it's almost got a dragon's mouth. And that's because a dragon European style dong is a lot different than what you're used to seeing. In fact, the hole for this thing is absolutely massive, enough that it wraps around what this is known as the cervical port. And once it's mounted up, whenever they actually jizz, they squirt like a fire hose. The mouth of the cervical port opens up, collects everything, and puts it into the back of the cervical port. Actually, I guess this would be a better image of it. And it basically fills this area up. And as you notice, there are multiple sphincters here. There are three that we can see. And that's because after the cervical port is filled up, it basically closes its mouth, seals this area off, and there are actually two areas on the upper and lower side. And what these things contain is a chemical. The lower one has a liquid chemical that basically shoots out, fills that chamber up, and basically starts looking at all the DNA in the sperm to identify any damaged sperm and any genetic material that this dragon heretically doesn't see as advantageous. They do this because dragon DNA is containing a high amount of wild DNA. So in order to prevent some abomination from forming when two dragons are mating, basically this chemical is going in and purging and reviewing everything to make sure it's going to give a proper dragon. And then once that chemical is done purging everything, then later on, it could be several days, it could be weeks, it could be months down the line, the second organ releases another chemical from the opposite side, but this one is a gas. And this gas basically starts converting the wild